What's up, guys? I'm Lauri. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the second tutorial of how to sing and play the guitar at the same time. Advanced series. Now, it's a new day, new set of exercises over here. If you're already bored, just forward to these and you'll be on your way to become a better singer plus player at the same time. Advanced tutorials. Okay, so couple of things I actually forgot to mention in the first video. First one is, at least for me, a key change or singing higher melodies or in a higher register. It takes more of my attention and energy. So it's obviously away from my strumming hand and or my fretting hand. So these have to have good automations going on to be able to sing higher because it takes more of my energy. So I have a capo which is almost invisible. Now you can see that it's on the 5th fret, and so clamp 5, as they say, G, clamp 5 G, because now the melody in the first video it was G, the key. Now the key is C, so the melody is quite a lot higher, and it would go like, now I'm singing something here, or wait a minute, I'm just singing something here. I didn't remember the lyrics for my own one-liner. Anyway, now it's a bit higher, so I have to focus on that a bit more and still try to maintain that relaxed feeling in my strumming hand and maybe in my fretting hand. Remember, we also did the small movement with our fretting hand also, just to prepare ourselves for some riffs coming later in the next tutorials. Yeah, that was the first thing. Next thing, or the second thing, was the reduced strumming motion, because when you're playing riffs, obviously you're not hitting all the strings as we were in the first video, and if you have the whole chord here, of course you wanna be, at least at some point of your strumming, you wanna be hitting that whole chord. But now I want you to focus on hitting only the bottom 3 strings. Even though you might have the whole chord here, but riffs are usually played with single notes or maybe power chords or a combination of those. So we want to be focusing on fewer strings now. If it comes easy for you or you're familiar with that, you might also try to anchor your strumming hand on the tail here, but still keep the strumming motion going like that. Those were the things that I could have incorporated into the first video, but now they are here, and I'm trying to remember those as we go towards the exercises for today. So playing 8 notes and counting or singing triplets and vice versa. Like every exercise you can switch those around, playing triplets and counting or singing 8 notes. So first, steady tempo. I think it was a good tempo in the first video. It was something like that. It's the relaxed feeling like this. I know it's gonna be a bit wobbly when I'm talking at the same time and I'm explaining and I'm thinking and I'm speaking in a foreign language, but we just have to live with it. but I will say that metronome is a very handy tool, and you should use that. Metronome, and also recording yourself and listening to it and living with that result. That's the hardest part. Yeah, but this is our steady tempo now. Steady, as steady can be. And then we start. Let's get into the feel of the tempo. Again, my hand just picked up this motion because it's familiar for me. I'm playing the 16ths again, so 4 against this quarter note. And now when I want to start to play the 8 notes, I actually notice that those fall on the down strums, because I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and those 8 notes, the 16ths would be like there's one there and one there. So I'm playing actually the first and the third of the set of rhythms that I'm playing here. So they are still all down strums. So here's my 8 notes. And then, before we get into the combination of that triplet, the 8 note and triplet thing, I want you to introduce the triplet to your system. So maybe return to the quarter note feel and just try to count 3 even notes against this quarter note pulse. And it will be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, da 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 da, do 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 do, so on. Once you get that going, you wanna start altering between those two. So you would be playing like maybe 2 beats, 8 notes, and then start counting triplets against quarter note. It's easier to play than explain. It goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, until you just combine those two, and you kind of just like let your body do that, because I think you were already doing those, but just altering between those. So let your body kind of like fall into that feel. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then when you get that, try to keep that going and try to sense it again, like try to hear yourself, like what's going on there, if you catch my drift. Okay, now with the lyrics, because it doesn't mean anything if I'm just doing an exercise with numbers. So, which way was it? We're playing 8 notes and we are supposed to be singing triplets. So, let's just first say the line in triplets. Would be like, I'm just singing something here. Do 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 do. I'm just singing something here. I'm just singing something here. I'm trying to emphasize those places where the downstrum of the beat falls and you have a certain syllable. I'm just singing something here. Those are good places to focus on if you're struggling to get that feel right. So those are the markers you need to have in place, and then just try to adjust the rest of the thing in place. So I'm just singing something here. I'm just singing something here. What about incorporating chord? The C chord, or actually it's the G shape, but it's the key of C. I'm just singing something here. What about this one? I'm just singing something here. 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 Like that. Then we switch it around. We start playing the triplets, which should be already introduced to your system, or you should be hearing those at least a bit, because you just you counted those, or you sang with that rhythm, so it's familiar for you. Oh yeah, I have to concentrate on hitting the low strings. So much going on here. So there's the triplets, and 1 2 1 2, 1 2 1 2, 1 2 1 2, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, do 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 do. I'm just singing something here. 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 What about the chord change? We're changing the G shape to a C shape. I'm just singing something here. I'm just singing something here. Then back to eighth notes. And those kind of things. Just start altering between those. Try to keep the pulse going. I know it's been wobbling around and it's been alive, so to speak. But try to keep the song going and alter between those different rhythms and exercises, and even try to move the melody line rhythmically, like we did in the first video. And that's pretty much it for today's lesson. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications. Oh, wait, one more thing. I just realized that I have to stop the music for a little bit here to demonstrate one important thing here. If you are struggling, let's say like you're playing the triplets and you have to be counting the 8 notes, and you're having trouble finding the right place for usually it's the second 8th note that is hard to say or sing or count while playing triplets, and it's because it seems that it's not related to the triplet rhythm at all. But because we have to, or I suggest that you do the triplets or down strums. When we use down strums, we also have to bring our hand up again. So the second 8th note actually falls in line with one of the upstrokes. So you have that place in your system already. You just have to realize that you have to understand it, that it's there, and then you can find it accurately, because it's the second upstroke that is the place for the second 8th note. what I mean is, it's this. The first is obviously the same. It's like da. Then you bring your pick up for the next downstroke, and now when you bring the second time you bring the pick up, even if you don't hit the strings, that's your second eighth note. So da, 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 da. So that's what's happening there. Make that and make that as an exercise for yourself, just like a mechanical exercise. Like I said, that it doesn't even matter if you don't have a tempo yet, or you can't hold a steady tempo or a groove there. Just do the movement with your body and your vocals, like da, 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 da. For me, it helps to stare into nothingness, because I really have to concentrate on this. Some people may find it easier if you close your eyes and like visualize the thing, or just focus on listening. For me, the listening part works if I just stare into the wall or into the abyss. But you do you. That's how it can be found, the second eighth note. And then you're not actually doing two separate things at once. You're just doing one thing. You just have to find the spot for it. So now I'm done with the second tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. I hope you learn a lot from these, and soon you will be singing and playing your favorite songs. Next, I think, will be riffs. Single note riffs and singing the same song. It's a good song. Let's make it a song. Let's make it a hit song. Maybe add some lines to it once we're getting better with the task at hand. And yeah, leave a comment if you want. Subscribe if you want. Turn off the notifications. Turn off, turn on. Whichever way you want. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.